What I can see, there might be a plot by some either presiding officers not to scan a ballot paper of Dr. Simba when he comes. They give it to him without scanning it. He goes and votes, puts it in. When it comes to counting, the machine will reject it. It was not scanned first time. How did it get into the box? That's the question. One, well, human beings are human beings. We don't expect this to happen.
Okay.
But secondly, now let me emphasize the importance of agents.
Agents.
That is the role, that's the work of agents. The agents are supposed to make sure that every ballot paper that has been issued has been scanned.
Ballot paper were scanned. It must be scanned first.
By the operator or presiding officer. That is their work. We offer to train these agents for candidates freely when we are training our polling officials.
Okay.
So the agents should be on the lookout. The candidates should warn or should urge their agents to be on the lookout such that every ballot paper is scanned. If I know this is my polling station, it is in my sub-county, and my sub-county is my stronghold. I expect to win this polling station by more.
So meaning if a ballot paper is not scanned, it will be counted as invalid or it will not count. So that is important. A ballot paper in a scanned, then I can use it.
The 90%. I think it will be incumbent on me to warn my agent, please make sure that every ballot paper is scanned. And you know what the law says? The law, these agents are very special people, by the way, because even the law says the agents should sit in such a manner that they are able to observe what is taking place at the first.
The agents should sit in a certain manner.
Table. They don't say agents sit 20 meters away, as these people are told, wait, stand 20 meters away. Yeah. Well, your role is not very pertinent. But the agents should sit in such a manner that they are able to observe what is taking place at the first table where the BBVK machine is and where the ballot papers are being issued from. They should sit. They don't subscribe. The law does not subscribe the distance at which agents should sit. They should sit. If they have to sit 1 meter away from that table, because that's how they can easily properly observe what is going on, so be it. So that's why we say all these concerns of people. Nti bwe munavaawo bagenda kubba obululu. Bwe munavaawo kigenda kubeera kiti. Nedda abakuumi we bali already. Ate bakkirizibwa mu mateeka. Because that's how they can easily properly balina okutuula mu ngeri n'ebasobosesa okulabira ddala kiki ekigenda mu maaso ku meeza owali akuuma ku meeza wali obululu. Bwe bakyetaagisa batuule half a meter okuva ku meeza eyo bwe balina okutuula basobole okulaba bulungi. Saabo bakuumi bammwe bassebo bannyabo be bakuumi bammwe b'obululu be balina okumanya nti BYABAKAMA bwazze ddala ekinkumu kye akuuma kakikkiriza oba kamugaanye. Akalulu kabamuwadde basoose okakakasa n'akuuma oba nedda. Agent. Ba agents bali 30. Bali 20 oba bammeka. In fact bangambye ebitundu bimi bayinza n'okubeera n'enkaaga. Kubanga waliwo bakandidates bali 20 ba parliamenti gatako ba presidenti oyinza kwesanga ba agents bali 6. Abo tebamala bassebo nnyabo. Nolwekyo. And therefore, that one will not happen, but the agents should be on the lookout to make sure the ballots, which the votes which candidate X who.
So what he's explaining, okay, they asked him a question that if at all at the polling station, if they might manipulate and they don't scan the votes or the ballot before it is used, that at the time of counting they might find out that their vote the ballot was not scanned. So this one is saying the agents who will be at the polling station will make sure that all the ballots are scanned and they are valid. Okay.
Is strong in that area would have got and might be played around with. Does not happen using that machine.
Stop doing this. Let me show you 3 phone mistakes that make your...
In the show, yes, secondly, when we have scanned those ballots, then we also ascertain how many have not been utilized. All that is...
Oh. From what is present after scanning, they will know what they have not scanned. What are scanning and
provided for in the law. Bulumeka butakozeseddwa mu kifo kino mu polling station en busigadde bumeka. Presiding officer ayina kola kituyita accountability. Obubabaze nga butuufu, obubabaze nga bufu, even invalid ballots or votes are supposed to be accounted for. How do you want the process to be transparent, Banag? How? Because for me, I think the Ugandan electoral laws are ingrained in transparency, ensuring transparency. Transparency is upheld, observed at every level of the electoral processes.
So before he continues, he's saying, in addition to scanning the ballots before being used, if even after the voting, they are supposed to have the accountability. If there are 30 or 600 voters, and for example, have 500 people have voted, maybe 100 have not voted, where are the 100 votes or ballots that have not been used? That accountability also will be important. Okay.
I didn't get this one. I'm looking for transfer promotion. All I can say, law enforcement agencies are supposed to ensure law and order are maintained or observed or upheld, period. And if there is anyone who acts in breach of the law, be it an ordinary individual or a law enforcement officer, the law should catch up with those individuals themselves. Nobody is above the law. The issue of a candidate sitting on the road, I have not seen this one.
That is from 7. I remember yesterday we saw some pictures where Sevo was in the middle of the road. So they have asked BYABAKAMA whether it was in the road map.
Secondly, can you listen, when a candidate is said to have acted outside the law, people are at liberty to petition the commission. People are at liberty to petition the commission saying this candidate has been acting like this, like this, like this. If any candidate, because for us, all candidates are the same. And the guidelines we issue concern or affect all of them without any discrimination, without any favor. So if any particular candidate goes on the road, in the middle of the road, and sits and says, I'm doing this because I'm a candidate, he's outside the law, and therefore people, whoever has observed that, raise it with the commission, and we shall take it up.
Okay.
How much money have we got? I cannot tell you the exact figure of money government has given us, but all I can say, so far, they have given us the required funds to run the activities that we are doing, that we have done, and the activities that we are yet to conduct. Government has...
So in other words, there's no excuse of no money. If you have the machines, make sure the machines are working. All people will be aiding in the elections. Make sure they are paid. You don't want those things of, you know what, the machines are not working because we don't have enough money to buy the original ones yet.
Given us those funds. Who is eligible voter? I think I've explained this.
Who is eligible voter?
Anyone who is on the voters register is eligible.
who is eligible voter. Any voter who is in the register.
Provided you're on the voter. And let me emphasize, I've been saying this. If you got a national ID, you are registered with the NERA, but you do not express willingness to vote. You do not indicate that I will be voting from this polling station in the parish where I come from or where I reside. You will not be on the national voters register. So if you come on polling day to a polling station with your national ID, bearing the village where the polling station is based, you will be subjected to the same process. BVVK, what not. If you are found not to be on the voters register, though you have a national ID and you are 25 or 30 years old, you will not vote.
Oh.
However, if you don't have a national ID and you're on the national voters register, you will vote.
So basically that is clear. That for example, you might be having a national ID. Now you never registered, or you never checked, or you never submitted in where you want to, for example, vote from. They will take you. For you go there with your national ID, they will not allow you because you won't be in the national register, in the voters register. You get? So basically, and the reverse is true. If you don't have a national ID but you are in the register, if you are in the register, then automatically for you will vote. But if you have a national ID and you are not in the register, then you can never vote.
On the national voters register. So that is the fundamental, I think, difference. Then as I conclude,
give yourself 28 days and become the most dangerous person in the room. So this is how I became the...
voter education, yes, voter education. You know, we assess the methods of voter education we use at every given election and the impact it has created. And realized it is not enough merely a track to run through from here to Masaka,
okay,
then to Mbarara, then back to Kampala, and they have done voter education. Voter education should be more impactful, more insightful. So that's why I have not seen those rigs this time. We said, let's take a different approach. Let us use more of the media. Let us use more of these, gatherings where our people go and address the people and vote educate them and take questions, which we found was not happening when these rigs were just running through. Stopping at trading center and not going to the villages, and so on. So we said, no, can we adopt a different methodology? So with the few remaining days, we are going to urge our people, our officers, to increase on voter education and make sure that we reach as many people as possible.
Okay.
Now, on the section...
So for voter education, they decided to go digital, like advertise and use media more than just giving individuals. They go to villages and somehow they neglect some villages.
Of the Electoral Commission Act that talks of May. Is it 12? Yes, you are right. Subsection 2 of 12. May adopt technology in the management of, and we have done that. We have adopted technology.
How?
In our elections by introducing the biometric voter verification.
Biometric voter verification. BVV.
System. And secondly, by introducing the ERTDS. Electronic Results Transfer System.
What?
ERTDS. electronic results transfer system.
Electronic results transfer system.
These rules or regulations which the minister signed the other day are specifically tailored on the use of the kit, the BBVK only. And because of what the BBVK, the reasons behind the introduction of BBVK, because of the reasons behind the introduction of BBVK, to avoid ballot stuffing, to avoid multiple voting, to avoid miscounting and so on and so forth. That's why in the instrument it has been mentioned that in order to give full meaning and purpose to the introduction of BBVK, these procedures shall be followed or abided by. There is no contradiction, therefore, between the main act and this statutory instrument. It's not there. It's not there. I don't see it. The other one says you may adopt technology. Okay? We have adopted technology. Not wholly. Remember, technology is vast. For example, there's electronic voting. We have not introduced electronic voting.
Okay.
But we are saying for the technology we have introduced so far, and given the major purpose of having this kit at a polling station and what is intended to address, let it be explicitly and holistically used in using and following the same processes. That's why we are saying this shall be followed. So there is no contradiction between the main act and the regulations in my...
À Gaza, après plus de 2 ans de souffrance,
because now it is not left to the presiding officer to say, oh no, his Kinkumu or her Kinkumu cannot read for 2 times. Give him a ballot paper. He goes, no, you shall. If the Kinkumu cannot read, then you shall do this. If this one cannot happen, then you shall do this. That's why the word shall has been introduced here. It does not contradict the main, because if this word shall was in the main act, then it will mean you bring in electronic voting, you bring in everything, then it will mean even you abolish the register, you use everything is electronic, everything is digital. No, that's why we said we may use whatever we think this can work for us. Technology can work for us here. Yes, we can introduce technology in that regard.
Okay.
Okay. Hypothetically speaking, if the machine fails to work, what measures?
That's true. If the machine fails to work, and remember we're going to have such cases, and many people are worried about that, what will happen?
We are mindful of the possibility of one kit not functioning. So that's why we said every polling station will have 2 kits to avoid the disaster or the challenges of the one kit not be or ceasing to operate or having operational malfunctions.
So basically, they don't have any other alternative apart from having 2 kits. If one fails, then they can use the other one. In some abnormalities, what if all the 2 fail? Meaning there will be no voting.
So 2 kits. In the case the second kit, in an unlikely event of the second kit also not working, we shall have our teams of IT. We shall have our IT teams on standby.
So in other words, they have 1 kit and also the backup. But in addition to that, they have also the IT staff. If the 2 fail, then the IT people will come in to work on the 2 machines.
To be called in to go and rectify these kits so that polling voting starts. But one of the things we were very, very cautious of is the duration of the battery. Duration of the battery. And the manufacturer was given strict instructions. That battery should last how many hours, Peter? 18 hours. Now polling lasts about 9 hours. 9 to 10 hours. This battery is supposed to last 18 hours per kit. And secondly, each kit has a power bank.
So he's saying, remember, people were worried about the machines. But now he's saying, if the first kit fails, then there's a second one. Then another one was like, what if the two fail? They have the IT team or the staff that will work on the machines. Then also another question was raised on the battery in some areas whereby we don't have electricity. What will happen? So he was like, we talked to the manufacturer. They manufactured the batteries, and they said these batteries, they have the shelf life, or they can last for 18 hours, yet the voting on is for 9 hours. Meaning even one kit, the battery for one kit can work on all the people on the polling station. You get it? So basically he's saying they have measures and countermeasures.
So really, the issue of power is not a challenge. The issue of malfunctioning, standby kit.
Standby kit.
If the standby also has a problem,
staff,
our standby technical people will
Yes.
be on hand to address it. Voter education, I think I've answered the issue of voter education.
Voter education.
Whether I think this is the most challenging election, let me tell you, every election has its peculiar challenges. In 2021, because you asked me the elections I've organized, 2021 elections which some of my colleagues and I organized, had COVID. They were in the midst of the COVID epidemic. That was very challenging.
Yes. Basically, let's see what people are saying. I know very many people commented on this. David is saying agents are bribed daily by those with money. Remember, there are many constituencies you have disqualified opposition candidates. Take district like Chiruhura, where even the dead vote, we need population to be near this time. So he's saying, Mr. David is saying that agents are bribed daily by those with money. It is true, of course. We know we have some hungry or poor agents, whereby him getting 10k, it is a huge success. So if you decide to give him 50k, he's going to say, you know what, I'm behind you. So this is what this guy is saying, that agents are bribed daily, those with money. Remember, there are many constituencies you have disqualified opposition candidates. That, for example, in some districts whereby the opposition candidates have been disqualified, meaning we are not going to be having some candidates, I mean like many opposition agents may be looking at the voting. You get? So this one is saying that we need people to be near that, because in some districts even the dead can vote. For example, Chiruhura, I don't know the proof, but that is David. Then we have Helen Tuonjerirwe, but EC knows what happens. Election monitors have found agents compromised, picked up, or even sent away by other DCs and the GSOs. This is important. But EC knows what happens. Election monitors have found agents compromised, picked up, or even sent away. Some are sent away. It is true. You find for example, in some polling stations, in some districts around, you'll find out that you have, for example, one person, LC3, who's on the NUP card, LC3. And now remember, only one person. and is surrounded by the NRM people. So meaning automatically he will be compromised. If they tell him do this, he cannot resist. You will have to go with what they tell him get. So this is what Helen is saying. This is true. In some areas, those agents are compromised, sometimes given money, or sometimes forced to go away. Hey. Then for Ibrahim, but the law said 20. It is true in some episodes they say the law was BYABAKAMA explained why they are not allowing people to be near 20 meters. So Brian Ukenya, by the words we appreciate, but when it comes on that day, military and police intervenes and disorganize people and the commission. So please, as you address us, also police officers as well, we appreciate your direction. Yes, so basically that is it. Shame if your party is bribing contestants. How about mere agents? We don't trust you. We don't trust your ill intentions. Hey, this one is saying, if the party can bribe the candidates, what about these mere agents? That's a good question. Why does it choose the agencies arrest our polling agents? So this one is saying that some of the polling agents are arrested by the security agencies. I think those are scenarios, and people have found out they have encountered those. Then we have Van. Van is saying, any mistake, protest vote will download immediately. If there is any mistake at the polling station, then automatically protest vote will download immediately. In my opinion, that is Byachikamusa. In my opinion, is suggesting to train agents is a plan to identify them and bribe them. You know, when BYABAKAMA was explaining, it was like when they are training their staff, that even those agents can come in and be trained for freely. So this one is saying, in my opinion, is suggesting to train agents of opposition leaders, then it is a net of tracking them and then bribing them are enough. What if you abduct the agents? As we shall be there, that for them, why they want to remain and protect their votes in some abnormalities, if you arrest the agents, then for them, they want to come in and say, secure the situation. Hey, please, that is Farouk. Please, one day, Mr. Chairman of Electoral of Uganda, you will run away from this country. Heart is saying, Sebo, tugenda kukuma karuru. Tugenda kukuma karuru. Bagenda kukuma karuru. Venus, before we go to Maria, and Maria will be the last, we have another video on BYABAKAMA. It is loading. So NRM is buying flag bearers of Noop. What of agents? It will be just an easy market. Hey, Maria Teddy, if you can allow to throw out candidates on malicious accusations, what's wrong with the voters staying 20 meters away from the polling table? The voters protect their votes. So this one is suggesting that the voters to protect their votes. What do you think about this video? Yes, please take a care on those comment section. We have another video loading. BYABAKAMA still. Like, share, subscribe if you are new. See you in the next video.